Oh dang, this place has tons of Switch games, but I'm not seeing the one that I'm looking for. Ooh, another multiple bins of games here at this one. Any Shelter Generations here? No, I'm not seeing it. I have spent the last year of my life looking for 6 Grails for my Switch collection, and right now I'm down to just 2. Now, unfortunately, one of my remaining Grails is a console that I'm fairly sure doesn't even exist called the Zeldathon Switch, but the other one is a $100+ Switch game called Shelter Generations. And in this whole last year of hunting for Switch games, I have yet to find a copy, but today I'm at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, one of the biggest expos in the whole country, so if there's anywhere that I could find this game, it would be here. Found another booth here with a decent amount of Switch stuff. One of the biggest things that we're looking for is down here right next to the publisher. We're looking for super rare games, which I have not seen a whole lot of, unsurprisingly, because guess what? They're super rare. But actually what I did find is one of the games that's on my regular game list, not my Grail list, Pocky and Rocky Reshrine. This is a franchise that I have been wanting to try out just because I know it has a good reputation and I've never played a single game in it, but unfortunately it does cost $25 and our current Switch budget is $0. Because folks, the thing about this series is I'm only allowed to spend money equal to the amount of flip profit that I find in this video, so I've got to get finding stuff to flip so that we can actually buy Switch games when we find them. This is Mission Switch. So I actually was able to connect with one of my friends, Derek, who I don't think I've ever met in person before. He has this huge booth here, Swan's Emporium, and I'm optimistic we might be able to come to a few deals because his prices are pretty reasonable, build up our budget a little bit. Right off the bat, I'm seeing handhelds here. We're paying on the buy list 80 a piece for SPs. This is a 101, normally we'd be at 95, but this one right now, I can see right off the bat, as long as there's nothing wrong with it, that $80 would be a good buy. $100 on that. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe if we get like 3 or 4 of them, if they're the right condition, maybe we could work a little bundle deal there. You mind if I test it out?
Absolutely.
And then let's see, the condition on that one I'd probably pass on. Could I take a look at the condition of those? Okay, it seems to be working each time for me, so I think this one's okay. Yeah, and the condition on these is pretty solid as well. You said you weren't having the power issue with these?
No, just the reds. That's why they were at 80.
Okay, I'll tell you what, if I could do all 3 of these, do they have chargers? Yep. Okay, would you do 80 a piece?
Would you do 240? Would you just do 250?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Get the ball rolling. Thank you, Derek, appreciate it. We normally get around 120 or so after fees on Amazon for these, so that'll be $40, $40, and $30 profit. This right here is $110 into our Switch budget, which is absolutely fantastic. Can't thank you enough, Derek. And also, take a little peek at these vintage shirts that he has. This is easily the craziest vintage shirt booth. I have never seen so much vintage shirt heat in a single booth before. This is absolutely incredible. So folks, I had to ask Derek, this Pokemon one right there, the thing with Pokemon shirts that you almost never see is ones that look like they would fit an adult. They were almost all kid sizes. So like, what's the story on that?
So like you said, most of these do come in kid sizes, but this is actually an adult extra large, licensed 1998. And the weird thing about it is like the color palette's just like a little bit off. So it's weird that it's
it almost looks like a bootleg. Dang, I'm tempted. I'm gonna have to think about that. We'll see what kind of budget I have left at the end of this show. Folks, if you're like me, you're probably subscribed to a few more online services than are really necessary. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of these large companies make it more difficult to unsubscribe than it has to be. You might have to call customer service or jump through hoops, and you can end up wasting way more time than necessary, which is where this video's sponsor, Rocket Money, comes into play. This personal finance app allows you to build a budget, grow your savings, track your bills, save money on subscriptions, all in one place. And so far, it's saved its customers $1 billion and counting. I use so many subscriptions for work and personal life that it can honestly be hard to keep track of them all. And what Rocket Money does is it ensures that you're not paying for services that you're not actually using. Saving money is hard enough as it is without some greedy corporation getting their greasy little digits into your pocketbook. To start saving more and spending less, join the over 5 million members of Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Phoenix Resale to get started for free. And you can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/Phoenix Resale to get started for free. And thanks a bunch to Rocket Money for sponsoring. All right, so folks, now with that $110 in profit, burning a hole in my pocket. Holy cow. By the way, look at this incredible wooden Nintendo arcade cab. That looks amazing. Anyways, I have to find booths that have tons of Switch games exactly like this one to see if we can possibly find anyone that has Shelter Generations. You don't have Shelter Generations, do you?
Let's see.
It's kind of a rare Switch game that I'm on the hunt for today. West of Loathing actually used to be on my list. I think I got this one.
Unfortunately, man, it doesn't look like we have it right now.
Okay. Well, thank you for the help. Okay, so folks, actually look at this. So I took a picture of the poster board of all the games that I still need to get for my collection, and it looks like West of Loathing is still on there. I knew I recognized it. This is a limited run game. It looks like number 11 that they ever made. I think it's known for being kind of funny. 70 bucks they have on this. This would be a fantastic plan B that we need to remember if in the event that we can't find Shelter Generations in this entire place, because this is a limited run game. It's not like Grail level, but as you can see, it's not very common. I see you have a few Switch games here. Shelter Generations is the one that I'm specifically looking for.
That's all I got for
Okay, it'd be pretty amazing if one of these literal 3 games was the one I'm looking for. How's it going?
Good, and you? Yeah.
Not too bad. I'm looking for a game called Shelter Generations. Do you have that one by chance?
Switch?
Yeah, Switch.
Look, I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
dang, 10 bucks for Lego Movie 2. That seems like a good deal. If I bought a couple of these, would you do 8 a piece instead of 10?
Yep, sure.
Okay, cool. I think I will go ahead and do that. And actually, this is one that's on my list as well. So I'll go ahead. Would you go 15 on that?
Yep.
Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. Folks, I just talked about this one earlier, and that copy that I found was 25 bucks, and to get this one for 15, that's a really stellar deal. So I appreciate you a bunch. So that was 8, 8, 8, 8, 15, 47.
Yeah, you're nailed it.
I'm on it, folks. You know my mental math is on point. You know it is. Don't comment, Riff. All right, well, thank you again.
Very much, yeah.
Have a great day. All right, so folks, absolutely killer booth there. Got 4 copies of the Lego Movie 2 game. These will be $28 profit in total, which I immediately spent a good chunk of that on the 15 that we spent on Pocky and Rocky, just because it felt like it was meant to be. And I think we're already approaching as much money as we would need for Shelter Generations if we're able to find it. I think that leaves us at a budget of what, $123 in total? But really cool to already have one under our belt that will at least come home with something today. Did you guys by chance have Shelter Generations on the Switch?
No, this is the last Switch game I had.
Oh, a single Switch game? Okay. So we're looking for a pretty specific Switch game today. Shelter Generations. Do you have that by chance? I didn't see it in these. You do have some actual super rare stuff. Source of Madness is a cool one. Would you by chance do 20 on that?
Yeah, I'll do 20 on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this. Cart I know I buy pretty often. I think we're at 60 on this. Is that close enough for you?
I'll give you 60 on that one.
Okay. Whoa. Look at this. You guys came prepared. Okay, I'm a little bit farther off on these, but that's an impressive selection. This one, would you go 20 as well?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We have a little stack there then. So 40 and 60, that's an even 100 bucks. I guess I'll call it there.
Works. Perfect.
Thanks so much, and I'll be back a little bit later as well. All righty, you guys take care. I'll be back soon. I'm looking for Shelter Generations on the Switch. Do you have that by chance?
Definitely don't have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So folks, a little 3-game score from those last guys. Also friends of the channel, so appreciate them. Not a huge profit, but a combined probably $35 after fees on Amazon in profit. Which puts us at a total of $158 in profit after these guys. The problem is, I don't know if we can find this freaking game.
Folks, at this point, we spent probably an hour and a half looking through bins of Switch games and asking vendors if they had seen a copy of Shelter Generations to absolutely no success. And I was honestly getting pretty discouraged, but I knew that I had one hope left, one potential booth that might have this game.
All right, folks, so we have come to the booth of Double Jump Video Games, who is renowned region-wide for having a massive Switch selection in their store. This is honestly what I see as kind of my final hope. So I'm gonna dig through these, see if we can, okay, so we've got the R's, P's. If nothing else, I know they will have some stuff here that's on my list, so this is honestly probably, we're in the corner of the convention center. We've checked just about every single other booth. and we'll see if they've got it here. All right, folks, I'm not seeing it, but I just want some confirmation. Ryan, do you happen to know, do you guys have a copy of Shelter Generations on the Switch?
I don't think so, but I will help you look.
I appreciate it. I haven't found one. My hope is dwindling. Well, I really appreciate the help anyway. Not the ending I was hoping for, but I have a feeling I'll be able to find something in here.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks. Well, folks, I have slowly but surely come to realize over the course of the day that there is, in fact, not a single copy of Shelter Generations in this entire building, which is a rough realization to come to, but you know, that's why it's on the Grail list in the first place. So I do feel a little bad, like I can't, not only do I selfishly want it, but I also kind of want to give you guys the finale that I'm sure you want to the video. The positive news is that not only did we find Pocky and Rocky, but we do still have $158 to spend on as many killer Switch games as we possibly can find in this next hour or so. So folks, here are the new priorities of the day. These bottom two rows here of the Switch list are all limited edition games that are going to be very hard to find anywhere outside of a convention. So titles like Agalos, Freedom Finger, Lone Wolf, Rivals of Aether, all of those, any that we can find here will still be a solid win. And we already know that there's someone with West of Loathing, assuming that it hasn't sold yet. All right, folks, so I just made a beeline right back to Game Over Video Games where we saw the West of Loathing earlier, and looks like they do indeed still have it, which is great news. The only question is, do you think they will be negotiable at all on the price? We'll see. Alrighty, I've returned for West of Loathing. Do you guys have any wiggle room on the 70?
Unfortunately, man, we don't.
Not really on the, okay. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. Folks, at this point, most of the games that are still remaining on the list are super rare games because I just don't find those very much. And I did see in this one, they have, this is how Super Rare sells their like mystery games. They had one of these, it says 60, I think, is it okay if I open this? Okay, I didn't know if it was supposed to stay a mystery or not. What is it? Creeks. I don't think this one's on my list. I'm pretty sure it's not. At this point, now that we do finally have West of Loathing, unfortunately no discount on this one. That's 2 games off the list already and $88 still in the budget to spend. Not seeing any super limited ones over here, but hopefully we can find maybe 2, maybe 3 more. We'll see. All right, so folks, we're back here at the first booth that I stopped at today, trying to see if there are any of those limited games. I didn't find any of the ones that are specifically on the limited tier of our list, but what I did find is this bad boy right here, Rocket League Collector's Edition for $39, which is, as you can see, on our Switch list right here. Would love to pick that one up. The only problem is these days it goes for closer to 30, maybe 35, so I don't really want to pay 39. We'll have to see if they're negotiable at all. Y'all had it 39. I saw it's been going closer to 30 recently. Do you have any wiggle room on that? I was looking to be at like 30 if I could, but you're welcome to let me know.
How about 35?
35. I go ahead and do that. I appreciate that. Thanks for working with me. All right, so folks, 35 for Rocket League Collector's Edition. This one honestly was mostly because it's a multiplayer Switch game, fun for game night, and 35 is closer to the range that I'd really want to be at, which leaves us at $53 still to spend. If we can get a limited title, that'd be incredible. I don't think I've been into this booth yet though, so I'm curious whether it looked like primarily like retro kind of stuff, but maybe if we go deeper in, we'll be able to find some Switch games. All right, so folks, the good news is we did find one of the games that is on our exclusive list. The bad news is it appears to be $700. So it looks like we're not coming away with Shantae today. There are actually a decent number of like, you know, we've got limited run games here. We've got, I don't know who produced that. All kinds of like interesting, like I don't see a lot of this stuff a lot, but none of these games are actually like on the limited section of my list, which is unfortunate. I think at this point we may have to lower our standards even further to literally any list game to spend our last 53 bucks on. This one actually was on our list at one point. I don't think that it, I'm pretty sure we already got this one. Folks, I don't know, I'm starting to feel a little deflated right now. Folks, I just laid eyes on something that I don't know how I missed earlier. This game right here is a limited run game, Rivals of Aether. It's a Smash clone that is done in like a 2D style. $40 on it too. That is very exciting. I'm so glad that we're gonna be able to come away with the game on our list. The only question is, that would leave us, if we paid 40 with like 13 bucks in the budget, so maybe we can bundle a couple and get both for 53. That would be prime. Let's see, any of these, Risk of Rain, maybe Untitled Goose Game, or maybe a couple of these together. Had a quick question for you. I was wondering, if I did these two Switch games and this Rivals of Aether there for 40, would you be able to do 53 instead of 60? Well, folks, for the few and the proud of you and the core audience that are still watching this video, I guess I have a little bit of a confession to make. Because for the last couple months, making videos on this channel hasn't quite felt the same behind the scenes. Hopefully that hasn't come across on camera too much, but I've just felt a little bit more like making videos has been kind of going through the motions, especially like striving to hit that Sunday deadline week after week. I don't know if that's because at this point we're over a year in to Mission Switch. Still got about a third of the collection to go, but that's obviously taking a long time. Maybe I'm running out of ideas. It might also have something to do with this big project that I've been working on behind the scenes, which should be coming out in a couple months. That's just been taking a whole lot of like time and emotional energy and honestly money. But regardless of the reason, it's probably been a couple months since I really felt that spark, that joy of like making something that I'm just super proud of, and I honestly don't really care how it performs. I think the last example would probably be when I drove the 11 hours to Arkansas to surprise Retro Rick at his video game store grand opening, and we did this stupid video of trading in like 5 or 6 bins worth of video games after close. It ended up going till like 1 in the morning, and we were all just delirious with fatigue, and I was just so happy to see the guys. And when I think about the long-term trajectory of my channel, I just want to make more stupid stuff like that. I don't want to focus as much on like the deadlines and the sponsorships and the weekly upload schedule and never stop the grind and blah, 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 blah. I really just want to make stuff that I can't wait to show you guys. And to do that, looking forward into 2024, I think I'm ultimately going to have to reduce my upload schedule by a good bit. Ultimately, what it comes down to is I'm just not interested in serving you guys mediocre content. I would way rather make 1 or 2 videos a month that absolutely slap than make 4 that are just kinda lukewarm. I'm absolutely stoked for the end of this year and the start of next. I hope you guys are too. If you wanna see that video I was talking about with me, Riff, and Rick absolutely making a fool of ourselves, I'll link it right down here, and I'll catch you guys on the flip.